Alrighty, let me just do a quick check there, make sure we're all good to go. Alright, checking. Perfect. Hello everyone, welcome to PGR League Racing. I am your host, Sidonian Muse. Tonight we're here for the final race of our 8th season of PGR. Here finishing things off at Abu Dhabi, of course, like always. The classic. We haven't had it, in the past little while of PGR, such as last season, Season 7, but with the changes they've made, the good changes they've made to the track in this new game, we decided to include Abu Dhabi in our calendar once again. So here we are at Abu Dhabi for the first time in a long time. But happy to be here, happy to be finishing off the season of PGR. It's been a great season of racing all in all. It's been a fun time. So we're going to go out one last race here at Abu Dhabi. We're not going to have any pre-race interviews tonight. Usually we have two drivers who we interview. But we're just going to get things underway here. Not going to waste too much time tonight because we're going to have a bit of a celebration, a little bit of some final words with the league admin Slim and our podium here at the end tonight to round things off at the end. So we're going to take a bit more time there at the end than usual, so we're not going to have any pre-race interviews. We're just going to have our short qualifying session and then our 29-lap race. Now, both championships have already been decided. Last week at China, McLaren, Benzo secured his driver's win over Vodka and for Red Bull, and Benzo and his teammate Great Ace also secured the constructors last week as well. So Benzo and Vodka clear 1-2 in the drivers right now. Firewater not going to be here tonight, so this could be Abrupt's chance to overtake him for 4th. Or if he even has a cracked race and gets like 2nd place with fastest lap, even though it's unlikely to get second place and fastest lap, but if he was able to do that, he'd actually even be able to overtake Uncle Larry for 3rd in the drivers, but Abrupt would have to drive out of his mind. But there is the potential there, as well as Slingshot in the Alpine, and if he shows up here, Gator in the Ferrari. They're only about 4 points apart, so they're both fighting for a position in the drivers as well. And one other one to mention is Great Ace, Benzo's teammate in the McLaren, and Slim in the Ferrari, both only 10 points apart. So if Slim doesn't get any points and Great Ace finishes, 5th or higher, he's going to at least tie or beat Slim in the drivers. So that would be a great comeback for Great Ace in this latter half of the season. Because he was looking a little shaky at the beginning of the season, still a bit inconsistent, but he's been getting a lot better in these later races in the season, which has been great to see. But it is going to be tricky here at Abu Dhabi tonight. Obviously, the track temps are ridiculous. Tires up crazy easy. So I don't imagine the softs would last very long here. I imagine we're going to mostly see mediums and hards, unless there's a late safety car, or someone decides to go for the hard softs. Oh, it's a possibility. Looks like we got 12 drivers here tonight, unless Gator joins us. That'll be 13. We got a Brubham Babadoo in the Williams. Slingshot repping the Alpine by himself. Slim and Gator if he shows up in the Ferrari. Doyle in the Haas tonight by himself. Firewater not going to be with us tonight for the final race. Though he had a great showing last week at China. If you want to go see that, that's up on YouTube now. So Firewater did have a good showing near the end of the season, so that's good. Good for him. Obviously, like we said, Benzo and Great Ace and the McLarens, Vodka and Greybush, also fighting for 2nd in the constructors. Like we said, the constructors First place has already been secured. However, there's still that fight for second between Ferrari and Red Bull right now. Again, 10 points separating them. So if if Vodka and Greybush, both have good races tonight, we might just be able to close that gap and beat out Slim and Gator for second, which would be huge considering at the start of the season, Ferrari was looking like one of the favorites to take the whole thing next to AlphaTauri, but both teams kind of took a massive dip in the second half of the season, and just all the momentum turned to Red Bull and McLaren. So yeah, the ball is in Vodka and Greybush's court tonight to take this. So we'll have to wait and see. But then of course we also got Smoke in the AlphaTauri by himself tonight. Again, no teammate, no Larry here. Has missed a lot of races this season. And Smoke himself has also had a lot of wheel issues and hardware issues in the second half of the season, even after his amazing first half and his podium at Jeddah. So he's also trying to keep up with his rival here tonight, Stoney in the Mercedes, trying to keep that position over him. So we'll also have to see how their battle turns out tonight as well. So lots of little different battles to watch out for tonight. And last but certainly not least, we have Watchman here. Raced a couple races at the beginning of the season, came back last week to China, had an unfortunate DNF, but now he's back for the final race of the season in the Aston Martin. Looks like he wants to come back for next season, PGR Season 9 as well. We'll be happy to have him back with us. And it looks like we got Gator just joined in there now. So it looks like we're probably going to get things underway here very shortly and start our short qualifying session. And if you don't know what PGR is, we are a no assist wheel only league here on F1. We're hosted on the Xbox, but we are welcome to crossplay. Now the crossplay is a thing. We are welcome to guys and girls on the PC joining us as well. More than welcome to join. We still have several spots open. I believe we still have at least 5 or 6 spots open for next season. So if you're looking to join, make sure to drop a message to our host there. You can see Slim in the Ferrari. He's the admin of the league. So drop him a message either on here or on his Discord tag. Again, same name. And ask for an invite, and he'll be sure to hook you up with a seat for next season. Again, if you're up to the challenge of no assists and you drive on a wheel, of course. Going into this qualifying session, obviously the favorite in the second half of the season has, or at least this final third of the season, has definitely been Benzo Slice. Has had the most poles this season next to Pete the Newfie, but Pete was only in the first 9 races, where he scored 7 of the 9 poles from the first 9 races. But now we have Benzo, who I believe has also scored 7 poles in the season. So he is looking to, if he gets pole here tonight, that'll be his 8th pole, and he'll have the most poles in the season. But it's open for it to be someone else as well. Vodka almost just barely missing out, missed out on pole last week. Actually, it was Stoney. Stoney got really close to beating Benzo for pole at China in qualifying. So we'll see if someone can take pole away from Benzo. That'll be the key thing to watch. As well as, like I said, where some of these guys, qualify. If Grade 8's going to start further up than Slim, how good of a qualifying is Abrupt going to have? Abrupt's been on a bit of a run here as well in the final third of the season. Most of his season, he's still trying to come to grips with the car, but for the past 5 or 6 races or so, he's really come into his own again. Just like last season where he finished third in the drivers. He's trying to get as close. Obviously, for a while it didn't even look like it was possible for him to get back to where he was to, but now he's pretty much back there, so we're glad to see it. Awesome to have Abrupt back in form. once again. And as always, we can see the Red Bull of Vodka Victory coming out of the pits there. Followed by the Haas of Doyle. Benzo coming out on the mediums to start, interestingly enough. Doyle disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. Not really sure what happened there. It looked like he was stopped completely in the pits. Or in the pit exit lane, I should say. Bit wild what happened there. Haven't seen anything like that before. Of course, like I said, looks like Benzo is in the mediums right now. I mean, he might change to soft. I'm not really sure about that. But again, there is no pressure for Benzo tonight. He's already secured championships anyway. So, for Benzo tonight, it's all going to be about helping his teammate, Great Ace. You know, repaying his teammate for the great work that Great Ace has done to help him, you know, secure the titles. So, they've definitely had good chemistry working together throughout the whole season. So, it'll be interesting to see what they can do here on their final race together as a team with McLaren. But yeah, so I guess that means Doyle will be starting the race from the back, unfortunately. Not a great start for him. We got a lot of other drivers already out of the pits as well. But Vodka will be first to start his hot lap, so we will be hopping back on with him as well. Badmadu also out in the mediums here. You know, sometimes I've seen it myself. It happens where you're actually able to post, depending on the conditions, like track temps and all that, you're actually able to get a faster lap in on the mediums. It might make no sense because the softs are supposed to be faster, but sometimes the mediums just work out better. So maybe that's what Badmadu is going for here tonight. But regardless, hopping on with Vodka here. Just started his hot lap. Let's see what he got. And we can see Gator right behind him. Gator also on his hot lap. Everything going pretty well for Vodka so far here. This turret here, this little spoon that they added in with the new layout of the track. Very easy to lose time here. We don't take the turn properly. We already got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Someone already having some issues. But Vodka looking pretty good there. More yellow flags in Sector 2. I guess people are letting others go on the straight. Who are on their hot laps. Makes sense. Vodka's coming around here, final turns. And we'll see, he is going to set the first time. Gator right behind. Vodka sets a 126.6. Let's see what Gator gets. Gator sets a 120.9. Alrighty, so 126.6 is going to be the time to beat for right now. Next car coming around is Benzo. No, it's not Benzo Slice. It's Great Ace still on his outlap. But just behind him is coming around the final few turns. Let's see what Watchman can do. It looks like the Alpine Slingshot's just behind him. Oh, and he invalidates there right on the final couple turns. Unfortunate. For Watchman. Slingshot, though, going to post faster time than Gator for now. 127.3. Not too shabby, not too shabby. See Badmadu invalidating. Oh! And big mistakes there. Looks like Graybush screwed up. That is going to put Graybush out of the qualifying session. He will be starting from the back with Doyle at the beginning of the race. Benzo Slice posts the time, but it's nowhere near as good as it could be, so he's definitely going to want to go again. Not even close. It's been an error. But yeah, big mistake there from Greybush in the first sector, just completely out of the rest of the qualifying session. Now, if we hop on with Grey Ace, sorry, who's now on his final sector for his first hot lap. Let's see what he's able to put down here. Looks like it's not going to be a great lap time for him. He's going to have to go again. He's going to have to go again. Way off the pace there for some reason. He's going to have another go at it, but Great Ace spins. Coming right off the first turn there. Spins right away. Not going good for the McLaren driver here so far. But next we see another couple times posted Slingshot there off track right now, but he did, like we said, he has that 127.3, so at least he got a decent time in. He's up there right now. And, you know, Smoke just surpassing Slingshot's time there with a 127.2, so he's up there as well. But no one even remotely coming close to Vodka's time here so far with the 126.6. Like we said, Slim on his out lap. He's just starting his hot lap now. So we're going to hold on with him for a minute here. See what he can do. You can see Great Ace is already really struggling here tonight, unfortunately. Let's see what you got, Slim. Yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like I think I was smoking the AlphaTauri, having some trouble there. Slim going into the third sector now. He's doing okay. While Slim's doing this, we can see some overtimes coming in there now. Like I said, Batman did with the 128 on the mediums. And Watchman with a 128.9. So it's going to put him, you know, regardless of what he puts down, he's still not going to start the very back. That's Greybush, and that's where Greybush and Doyle will start. So he's already going to start with somewhat of a leg up on his competition anyway. But there we go. Slim crosses the line, 129.6. Still a bit off the pace. Obviously, he's going to want to go again, try to put down a faster lap time. At least, you know, you at least want to get into the 128s here, hopefully. That would be the hope. If he wants to keep his position against Great Ace. Going into this final race. Stoney Stewart, he's finally, you know, he's trying to, with 8 minutes left, he's trying to get a time in here now. Going into the third sector. Oh, has to make some little adjustments there. That's going to lose him some time. So, of course, not going to be a great lap for Stoney Stewart here. He's going to have to go again. Unfortunately for him. He's going to post the time, though. But Great Ace improves his time at a 129.0, so that is going to move him just up ahead of Slim, who he's fighting against in this race. But, like I said, if Great Ace wants to surpass Slim, he's going to have to gain a lot of positions on him over the race. It's going to be tough. Oh, a big improvement there from Slim. We can see there right now, Slim, you know, obviously Gator is on a hot lap, so he's going to try to improve his time. But as of right now, for the next couple seconds, Slim with a faster time than his teammate, 128.8. So good stuff to him. That puts him up in the 6th for now. So now everyone who's left has a time except for Abrupt, who hasn't come out of the pits yet. So we're still waiting to see what he can do, what he can put down. Vodka has been holding fastest lap for this session so far. Keep in mind, Vodka has only had one pole, even though he's second in drivers, has only had one pole so far this season, and that was at Baku. Oh, the Gator goes. Could have been 127.9. That could have been a great lap from Gator there, but unfortunately he did lose a fair bit of time there, going wide. And holy smokes, talk about improvement. Huge time gain for Great Ace there. Moves him up into 4th for the time being. Great Ace with the 127.3, which at the moment is a faster time than his teammate has put down. So amazing work from Great Ace there. That is a lap to be proud of. But still, no one else has reached the 126.6s besides Vodka Victory. Slingshot, though, still trying to improve his time, though he is currently 3rd right now. Doing really good so far. 127.3. He's about to cross the line here. Will he improve, though? No, he will not. Loses a couple tenths there near the end. There was a chance for improvement, but lost it there in the last couple turns. But yeah, so this is how it ends up. This will be a great start for, no pun intended, this will be a great start for Great Ace. Going forward, into the actual race, you know, starting so far up, he's going to pull over to let Benzo go by. Benzo, of course, like I said, on hot lap here, trying to take pole from Vodka. Let's see what he can do in these final turns. No, and unfortunately no improvement for Benzo there. Still can't beat that time. But there we go, Vodka Victory post. Beats his own fastest time. Gets a 126 on the dot. You want to see me go around the track the fastest? You want to see me do it again? That's what Vodka just said. You know, beat his own time by 6 tenths. Almost. Like, that's correct. Good stuff to him. Posting way faster times than the rest of the competition right now. Making this track look like the Red Bull Ring right now. Final couple minutes of the qualifying, he is trying to improve his time. Abrupt is also finally out, so both Williams are out trying to get those times down right now. And there we go. Like we're just speaking of the devil, we were saying Abrupt there, just a couple tenths short of Vodka's time, 126.2, just barely missing out there. So great stuff to Abrupt. Since Firewater's not here, Abrupt is out to, he wants to try to take that position away. Uncle Larry, like I said, he will have to finish at least in 2nd. And not just that, if he finishes in 2nd, he'll have to have fastest lap, so it's a mountain to climb if he wants to do it, but it is on the table. Especially with a time like that. 3 minutes left. He's not happy with his time and he's trying to improve. Move further up. But with 3 minutes left, some great times down there. Like, good stuff to, good stuff to Great Ace and Slingshot there with those 127.3s. Both of them looking really strong here tonight. Slingshot, who originally was the second driver in his team, sorry, second driver in his team to Leon, GG Slavage, you know, Slavage left, he's basically become, you know, the only one repping the Alpines, and he's been putting in work. So you gotta give credit where credit is due. You know, Gator's not gonna be able to post this, you know, Gator's gonna have to go again, it looks like. Yeah, you said Watchman struggling a little bit there from what we could see. Bad Madu is coming around though. He's going to cross the line. Will he improve his time? It's looking like it. And he does. 126.8 for Bad Madu. The third driver along with his teammate to be up in the 126s with Vodka. Just half a second short of his teammate Abrupt. But great lap from Bad Madu there. Oh, as he spins. But you know what? It's not going to matter at this point, is it? He's already up there. He's putting the work. Only a minute and a half left anyway. So yeah, Bad Madu spins and retires on track. I don't know. Bad. I can't respect that, Bad. I can't respect retiring on track to screw up other people's attempts. This is the final minute of the qualifying. People trying to get their final lap times in, and retiring on track like that is just it's not cool, But good stuff to him regardless, though. He's gonna be, looks like as of right now, he's gonna be starting the race in third. Just behind his teammate. So this is some really good pace from Bad Madu. If he can have the consistency tonight, this could be one of his best races of the whole season. We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, we're on board Slingshot now. He's still going around trying to improve his time. Slim is out with his 128.8. That's what he's going to start with. Again, not bad though. Still not starting from the back. Still starting in the points in 9th. Will Slingshot improve his time though? Can he move up? Can he beat that 127.3? Yellow flag in sector 3. Stoney's struggling. Stoney Stewart, I just noticed, really, and then boom, Slingshot crosses the line, 127.1. And that's going to be faster than, boom, yeah. So that's going to have Slingshot starting ahead of Smoke and Great Ace in 4th. So amazing qualifying session for him as well. Good stuff, Slingshot. Good stuff, Bad Madu Abrupt. Right now, Benzo Slice out on his lap time. He's up 2/10. That's still, let's see. Ooh, kind of cuts the corner a little bit. Ooh, that brings Benzo Slice up to 4th. That's still not going to be good enough to get anywhere close to Vodka Victory's time. It's going to put him just ahead of Slingshot there, but still behind the Williams and Vodka. And Slingshot's done, so we just have Gator, who's now going around. He's up some time. Gator's trying to improve his time, so this is the last bit of improvement we're going to see here for tonight. In the qualifying, let's see. Gator can improve his time, because right now he will be starting from 8th. Just ahead of his teammate. And obviously he is competing with Slingshot here for points. In the drivers, let's see. And no, but unfortunately no improvement. There is improvement there for Gator, but not enough to move him up any positions. So he will be starting the race in 8th. So congratulations to Vodka Victory for his second pole of the season here in Abu Dhabi. Like I said, making Abu Dhabi look like the Red Bull Ring. Untouchable here tonight. Only person who came close was Abrupt, 126.2. So he will be up there fighting for that win tonight. You can tell Abrupt, finished third in the drivers. Last season of PGR had no wins. So far this season, Abrupt's been struggling. Has had several podiums in the latter half of the season, but hasn't gotten a win. Abrupt with no win so far this season. So you can tell Abrupt really wants it here tonight. He wants to fight Vodka for that win. Because if he does get that win, that will, put him in third for the drivers, and that will be an amazing way for Abrupt to end the season. As we can see, this is the positions for the race start. You got Doyle and Graybush starting from the back due to their DQs and their DNF. Stoney Stewart really struggling out there in the Mercedes. Unfortunately, he's going to be starting in 11th. Watchman starting in 10th, just behind Slim and Gator in the Ferraris. Great Ace, not doing too bad, not too bad. Enough to get him start ahead of Slim. In 7th, Smoke in 6th. Pretty standard qualifying for him. Slingshot, though, great performance from him, starting in 5th. Just behind Benzo, starting in 4th. Not the greatest qualifying for Benzo. However, for the Williams team, it's an amazing qualifying for them. Both of them are going to be starting at the front with Vodka. Of course, Vodka starting from pole. And Abrupt and Babadoo starting 2nd and 3rd. So it'll be an interesting race start to see if Abrupt and Babadoo are able to keep the consistency and keep up with the other drivers going forward into their, race pace. But before we get into all that, as always, like we're saying all season, this is when the drivers like to take their quick little 5-minute intermission. So I will be back in 5 minutes with the race. Alrighty, and we're back, folks. Here with the guys doing their formation laps. Before we get into this full race, let's see what everyone's rocking here tonight. For their first stint, we can see you can see it's a bit 50-50. Like I said, most people are either going to go medium to hards or hards to the mediums. You can already see, Vodka and Pole starting on the hard, same with Babadoo, but Abrupt is going to have run at Vodka off the start. Abrupt is on the medium, so he's going to have that, by default, he is going to have that slightly better start than Vodka. So would not be surprised if Abrupt's able to pull ahead into the lead on Vodka off the beginning. We got to see Vodka's, rival Benzo also starting on the hards. And Great Ace, so both McLaren starting on the hards, as well as Stoney and Greybush in the back. And everyone else, such as the Ferraris, and Abrupt and Smoke, Watchman and Doyle opting for the mediums. So we'll see how that plays out for them. But again, it's all going to come down to safety cars here tonight. That's the main thing. You always got to keep that in mind. Anyone at any point could cause a safety car, could cause everyone just to change things up. But this is what most people are going to be doing. It looks like either medium to hards or hards to mediums. The usual. Here we go. About to get things underway. Here for our final race of the season at Abu Dhabi. Let's do this thing. And it's lights out and away we go here at Abu Dhabi. We have Vodka. Looks like he, oh, but Abrupt's coming in there, but Vodka takes, holds his lead there over the rest. Benzo Slice moves up position. Babadoo drops. Great Ace also moves up position on Slingshot. So both of the McLarens immediately making a jump up at the back. See a little bit of back and forth tussle there between the guys. You can see Vodka, like I said, losing lead of the race to Abrupt. Looks like. But it looks like the Williams of Babadoo has already spun and lost his position from the great start that he had, unfortunately. Sad to say. Great Ace, though, going side by side with Smoke, but unfortunately loses the position. Him also losing the position, or at least going side by side with Gator, the man who never yields into any corner. Let's see how the two of them fare here. Both of them going neck and neck here. But forced to go wide. Great Ace also forced to go wide. These two, neither one of them wants to yield or give up this position here, but Great Ace is going to take it for the moment. He's going to have it. Several cars going wide there on the turn. Both Ferraris now. We're side by side there for a second. Stoney gets the run up on Slim there. Abrupt taking fast lap for the moment. Like I said, Abrupt now leading the race over Vodka. Made a really good move on him there on the first lap. Of course, Vodka is going to be looking to take it back as soon as DRS is enabled, of course. But then you can't forget that Benzo is also trying to sneak his way into the talks. And Slingshot is also pretty comfortably in fourth now after everything that happened with Great Ace and Smoke and Gator. The rest of the guys currently 5th, 6th, and 7th, but Slingshot holding that 4th. We see Benzo looking to make a move on Vodka. He wants to get by him. You know, they're both holed up behind Abrupt right now. But yeah, unfortunate what happened to Bad Madu, of course. But that's the thing. The man, it's unfortunate to say it. We don't like to talk negative here, but you know, the man had a great start to the season, and you know, he's fallen off a little bit, you know. But at least that qualifying session shows to him, hopefully going into his next season of PGR, it shows to him that he has the pace, like he's able to do it pace-wise, similar to Grade 8s. He just has to get more consistent. Like, you just can't be spinning so easily, you know. Or else you're never gonna do good if you're just constantly spinning, right? Of course. But there we go. Abrupt already having to pit, unfortunately. Benzo, bunch of fast slap exchanges there. Now Benzo is right behind Vodka. Very interesting. Not really sure what happened there. Like I said, Abrupt was leading the race. I don't know why Abrupt pitted there. I don't know what happened, but he did. And now he's going to be all the way at the back, just like that. Both Williams having a terrible start to the race. Gator just behind Smoke, looking to move up on him in the DRS zone. Can he pull it off here at the end? As Benzo's trying to steal the race lead from Vodka Victory as well. Gator unable to move up on... Oh, never mind. He does move up on Smoke there. Just edges him out there. But, now both McLarens are third and fourth. Slingshot just ahead in second. They're all going at it here at the front. It's a wild battle. Both McLarens side by side. And, ooh! Both McLarens spin! It's a double spin out from the McLarens. Disaster here for the McLarens. Both Benzo and Great Ace spin just like that. Which means that now Slingshot is going to move up into second just behind Vodka Victory. And this is the highest Slingshot has sat in a race since Mexico and the disaster that happened here. So, if there's any time to, you know, if there's anyone who's feeling the pressure right now, it's Slingshot. Kind of capitalizing on everyone's little disasters here. Like I said, Smoke and Gator 2 seconds behind the guys in front. Same thing with Stoney. This whole bunch with Slim and sixth. Whole ton of mistakes. Even the first couple laps here, whole tons of mistakes. Crazy to see that. A fucking double McLaren spin there. First time we've seen that in the entire season, and it happens in the final race. Absolute disaster for the McLaren team right now. Both of them looking really strong there, moving up several positions, and they both spun on the exact same corner, going wheel to wheel. You hate to see it. But again, the race is a lot, you know, there's still several laps to go. And anything's possible. It's always possible for those two to pull it back. But as of right now, it's not looking good for them. Of course, though, we have Smoke and Stoney here now. Stoney going in the DRS zone. Trying to take, going side by side with Smoke. Taking the position back from him. Also, moving up with Gator just ahead of him there. Unable to do anything there, though, of course. Could have been dangerous. Smoke just behind these two as well. Oh! And big accident! As we could see there from our heads-up display there. Clear as day, Stoney slammed right into the back of Gator in the Ferrari there. However, Stoney has been the one to lose all the positions. He's dropped right to the back. While Gator is still moving on, his teammate Slim just ahead of him. Both Ferraris 4th and 5th. But I wonder if Gator sustained any damage there. I know Stoney definitely did. He went right into the back of Gator and, you know, snapped his wing there. Greybush pulling into the pits. So I would not be surprised to see Stoney pit as well. Yeah, there we go. So Stoney sustained some damage. We'll have to wait and see. Gator not pitting, though, so it looks like Gator's okay. So everything's all fine and dandy. And we have Slingshot, who's just, you know, he is keeping up with Vodka here. He's just behind Vodka. Vodka's leading the race now after Abrupt. Again, I did not see what happened, so if anyone can let me know what happened, that would be great. But moving back here, it looks like Bad Madu's trying to make a move on Doyle there, and he does successfully in the chicane. Great move from Babadoo there. Good stuff to him. Trying to recover some positions. For Williams, moves back up into 8th. Same with Benzo, who wants to get by Doyle here in the DRS zone. So we're going to hold on, wait and see if he can do that. Hasn't yet, though, unfortunately. Been forced to slow down. Slingshot actually posting fastest lap of the session so far. Good stuff to him, but quickly getting taken by Smoke. Now we have a little pass going on here. Slim is letting his teammate by. Slim is letting Gator move up into 4th. Try to make a run for the guys ahead. Because if you're Slim, all Slim really cares about is finishing, you know, ahead of Great Ace. Both the Ferraris are going to keep on trucking. Watchman currently 6th in the Aston Martin. He's doing all right. Just staying out there. Holding on while everyone else is making mistakes. But yeah, we can finally calm down a little bit here now. But yeah, that was crazy. Both McLarens spinning out like that. Dropping back now. We can see them in 7th and 9th. Benzo's trying to get ahead of Babadoo. Unable to do it in that DRS zone. But the one thing that I wasn't able to catch, but we're going to catch this. Benzo making the move on Babadoo pretty smoothly here in the DRS zone. Him and his teammate now 7th and 8th. Watchman picking up a free second time penalty, first penalty of the race. And there goes Vodka, retaking fastest lap at 1:30.2. And Benzo! Slice! Spins again, his 2nd spin of the race. What is going on for Benzo here tonight? That's going to drop him all the way back down to 10th once again. This is so out of character for Benzo. Having a terrible race here tonight, unfortunately for him. Crazy for everyone else. Like I said, Slim and his teammates still trying to catch up to the rest of the guys. Currently, the front we have Vodka, followed by Slingshot and Smoke. Smoke, who hasn't had a podium since Jeddah. Had a bit of a rough season since then. Vodka's fastest lap there by 10th. Getting that first 1:29 of the session. But more importantly, Slingshot in 2nd. You know, hasn't had a podium PGR two seasons. But we can see a Red Bull. Looks like the Red Bull Greybush has gone off track there, yeah. Greybush having a terrible race here tonight. Not really doing anything to help his teammates secure the constructors over for, you know, the 2nd place in constructors over Ferrari right now. Ferrari looking pretty solid here tonight so far. I haven't made any mistakes just yet. Because, you know, if Gator and Slim are able to beat out, you know, both have great finishes like this, such as this, 4th and 5th, I believe they will be able to hold their lead over Red Bull. Because as I said, you know, like Greybush really struggling here tonight, not really doing anything for his team at the moment. Just kind of all over the place. Has already been forced to pit. But as I've been meaning to say, earlier, the first person who was forced to pit was Abrupt when he was leading the race. And Stoney, speaking of race tonight, at the back, just can't get anything down right now. As you can see, though, Watchman losing a position to Great Ace. Great Ace moves up into 6th. He's trying to get ahead of Slim. He wants to make a run up. Gotta gain some time, of course. You'll find Sector 1 Stoney still struggling. But as I was saying, yeah, I have no idea why Abrupt had to pit at the start of the race. He was leading the race, and then all of a sudden he had to pit. But there we go. Slim picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That might hurt him in the long run of this race. Currently 20 laps left to go. But yeah, I'm just confused as to why Abrupt had to pit at the beginning. I'm guessing he sustained some sort of damage off the start. But if that was the case, if he was sustaining the damage, then how was he able to pull ahead of Vodka? Not sure. I guess we'll have to find out after the race. You know, oh! 2 great recoveries in a row there from Watchman. Good stuff to the rookie. You know, like we said, hasn't had a points finish yet in PGR. So if he could finish tonight in the points, that would be a great way to end things off here tonight. But he goes off wide, but he's able to come back. Covers that. But yeah, like I was trying to say, Watchman has Vodka posted our fastest lap. If Watchman can finish the race tonight, because like I said, that's been his trouble, is actually finishing the race. He's been having some lots of consistency issues, as you would when you're new to all this. If he's able to finish things tonight in the points, it'll be his first points finish in PGR, and it'll be a great way to lead him into the next season with some boosted confidence. As you can see, Slim and Gator still 4th and 5th. However, they have slowly been gaining time. As we saw earlier, they were like 3.5. Ooh! But commentator's curse coming into play. Commentator's curse coming into play. We were just talking about Watchman, and boom, there he goes. Watchman has DNF'd. He is out of the race. What will the game decide? What's it going to do? Gator, as we can see, they're just ahead of Slim there. Gator having to recover his car a little bit. He almost lost it there right in front of Slim. It could have been a disaster. But yeah, that is going to be Watchman out of the race. However, there is not going to be a safety car. The race is going to continue as normal. But yeah, that's our first retirement of the race. Unfortunately, it's going to be commentator's curse. I was just talking about him. It's going to be another DNF for Watchman, sad to say. The man's just gotta finish races. He has the pace. We've seen him. He has the pace to finish in the points. He just hasn't finished. So, yeah. Over the course of the season break, if he really wants to, get better going into the next season, he needs to practice his control of the vehicle, in my personal opinion. And that would definitely help him out a lot. Personally, get him up in those, start getting those top 5 finishes like Vodka did when he started. So this has moved some people up slightly, Bento up into 8th now. Abrupt, who pit right at the beginning, currently in 9th, still in the points. Currently on the freshest tires of ever, fresh tires than everyone ahead of him, I should say. So, could go in his favor a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how Abrupt plays this. He's going to have to play pretty smart for the rest of this race if he wants to have a good finish. Right now, Slingshot and Smoke holding it down at the front with Vodka, though they have fallen off Vodka's pace. Vodka kind of rolling away with it here, with a 5.5 second gap over the rest. However, we have an incident and a Slingshot with the spin. Like we said, boom, backs right up into the wall, loses positions, spins again. What are you doing, Slingshot? Get back on track. He's still spinning. Finally manages, though, there. But he loses several positions, drops all the way down to 5th. And he spins again! Slingshot spins again, slams into the wall. Oh my god, what a disastrous race for Slingshot. This man just has the worst luck imaginable. I think the pressure just gets to him. But yeah, slingshot. Oh, spins going into the pits too. You can't make this up. You can't make this shit up. Oh, and he's forced to yeah. And Slingshot disqualified from session for blocking the pit lane. And that's going to be it. Slingshot is going to be out of the race. We now have Slim and Abrupt also going into the pits. Looks like it's a virtual safety car out there right now. Dude, what happened with Slingshot there? What a disastrous final race for Slingshot. He had great pace in the qualifying. Was for the first half of the race. And there we go. Things are back underway. DRS re-enabled for Benzo to potentially make a move on Badmadu. Move up into 5th. But yeah, what a disastrous way for Slingshot to end the season. He's had such an amazing season. Had some great finishes. No podiums. But he's had some great placements. He's been fairly consistent for most of the season. It's just sad for Slingshot because the races where he has had the opportunity to go for those podium finishes, such as this, such as Mexico, he's botched it. He's spun. As we saw there, he lost it. You know? So it's just really sad to see because this guy, you know, to anyone who hasn't been watching this whole season of PGR, this guy is good. Like, he's been Mr. Consistency here, like, consistently finishing in the points, like, in the, you know, the top 5 range, but just never reaching that podium. And tonight he had another opportunity at it, but he just ended up losing control of the car. And then that was it. He just couldn't come back from that then. It was done. Really sad to see. Really hoping Slingshot could have had a great race tonight. That would have been amazing, but unfortunately that's going to be it for him. He is our second DNF of the race. 11 drivers left out there right now. Now with Slingshot gone, that moves Great Ace up into 4th. Top 3 now holding on is Vodka, Smoke, and Gator. However, we can see Benzo make a clean move on Badmadu at the end of the DRS zone there. Good stuff to him. Though the Aussie was trying to take it back there from him, but just couldn't make it work. But yeah, Vodka victory now. Almost 15 seconds ahead of the rest of the drivers now that Slingshot has fallen out of the race. But yeah, if we just give one last final F in the chat for Slingshot. Going into the next season, he's had a great season regardless. It's just, if I was to give him, similar to how I gave Watchman advice, if I was to give Slingshot some advice going in next season, to just not let the pressure get to you, because it just seems that, you know, when it's a normal race, Slingshot is super consistent, but then when it's like, when there's actually a chance of a podium finish, that's when it all goes to his head, and that's when the spins come. So I would say Slingshot, just get better at driving, you know, just don't even look at what position you're in, just keep doing your thing. Make sure to keep an eye on those tires. Take them as, you know, take them as far as you're able to. It's not about how what everyone else does. Take them as far as you're able to, you know? Not everyone has the same level of tire management. But regardless, everyone getting a little spaced out here now. However, we will start to see some pits from a lot of the grid here soon. I'd imagine, especially some of these guys in the medium, such as Smoke and Gator. I imagine they'll be pitting a couple laps here. Graybush, though, he's, like I said, he's already at the pit. He's on 9-lap old mediums. He's trying to move up on Slim. Finish ahead of Ferrari. Now both McLarens are 4th and 5th. So it's all going to come down to, as we've seen so far this race, who can keep it together when your tires are getting excruciatingly hot like they have here at Abu Dhabi. But this race has been pretty good so far. I mean, it's been pretty crazy. There's been a lot of stuff happening. Only now is like we're getting a little bit of a lull period, but it's going to all switch up again here now once we see these pits come in. These pit stops. Graybush going into the DRS zone here now against Slim, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he's close enough, but let's see. No, unfortunately just barely not close enough to make a move on Slim. So with the McLarens though, I'm curious. Looks like Slim's also trying to make a move on Doyle up the front there. Front of these three cars. Doyle, Slim, Graybush with Brupp just behind. These four cars, I should say. My question though is I'm wondering, what is Benzo, Slice, and Great Ace going to do? Is Great Ace going to let Benzo go on and try to do something? Or is Benzo, like I said, being the team player and going to let Great Ace finish ahead of him tonight? Give him that little boost in the standings. We'll have to wait and see. But as we can see, the front Gator has finally now up into second. Smoke must have also made a little bit of an error, but it looks like Doyle has also made an error. He's dropped down, lost those positions to the other guys. But the other guys are going to keep going at it. Graybush now just behind Slim. With the DRS zone just fast approaching. We're seeing this from Brupp's POV here. See who gets the better opt out of the corner. And Brupp looking to make a move on getting past Graybush, looking to make a move on Slim as well in the DRS zone. And he does, but so does Graybush. Both drivers pull ahead of Slim. Slim drops down to 9th. Oh, Brupp's rear getting a little loose there though in the chicane. He has to keep it together. Definitely has to keep it together there. But Brupp does move up in 7th. And Graybush also gains the position over Slim. So he can hold it is going to help him in the for this final fight for the constructors. But here we go. Everyone on 16 lap old tires at the front. We're finally going to start to see some pit stops here soon. These two guys at the front here, Gator and Smoke on the mediums, not going to be able to last much longer on them, I wouldn't say. There we go. Doyle, 3-second penalty. Now we see Graybush and Doyle both pulling into the pits, though, having to get off these mediums. Great Ace has lost the position to his teammate Benzo. Gator now also picking up a 3-second time penalty, though. That's going to be crucial for these final laps of the race, as that's what could cost him the podium or even positions. Could make the difference. But Stoney Stewart has also pit as well. But none of these guys at the front have none of them have pit yet. Yellow flag in sector 3 though. Looks like Gator has lost it. He's taken some damage on his car. That's what I'm saying. I said these mediums can't take them much longer, so Gator will have to pit here now anyway and get off of them. So there goes Gator into the pits, but he also sustained some damage there, so he might have to stay in the pits a little longer to fix that. But it wasn't the worst timing to sustain damage though, because he was basically going into the pits anyway. But now Benzo and Great Ace are here 3rd and 4th. Trying to catch Smoke. Smoke on these 17-lap-old medium tires. Smoke definitely going to have to pit here soon. There's no way Smoke can take these tires much further. Benzo Slice pulling up in the second, getting past Smoke there now. So if Abrupt has already pit, of course. Oh, and there goes the AlphaTauri. Like I said, way wide off the track there. He comes back on. He said he got that penalty. But there we go. Grade A's pulling ahead of him now. Both McLaren, second and third. Great recovery for them after their incident earlier. Great stuff to them. Complete role reversal. But of course, they both have yet to pit. So I have to see how that plays out shortly. But Vodka now 30 seconds ahead of the rest of the competition. He's basically going to have a free pit stop if he wants to go for it here soon. Maybe Vodka will opt to go for hards to softs to finish things off. That's how it's looking right now, as he hasn't pit yet. There we go. Smoke having to pit those. Medium tires are done. Both great recovery from both Williams drivers as well. Abrupt shouldn't have to pit for the rest of the race. Currently in 6th ahead of the Ferraris. His teammate Babadoo still yet to pit though. 4 guys at the front all still have yet to pit. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Gator and his teammate Slim now. Currently trying to fight their way back up in the last 10 laps of the race. After Gator had that little spin there before he hit the pit, took some damage. But it looks like he's okay there now. Still rolling with that pit stop. That now puts Slim back ahead of Greybush once again. And it looks like, ooh. Abrupt actually pulling ahead of Smoke there in the chicane. Good move from him. Moves him up into 5th. Well, there is a DRS zone here. Will Smoke be able to do anything? And no, he will not. Abrupt will hold that 5th for the time being. But yeah, Slim and Gator making the strategic swap there. Letting Gator go on ahead, up into 7th. Just taking a little breather there, guys. But yeah, it's now Smoke in the DRS zone, looking to take the position back from Abrupt. Can he do it? But no, he moved a little late there, unfortunately not able to. But he has another opportunity here as well. Ooh. Almost hits right into the back of Abrupt there, but was able to make an evasive maneuver. Pull away. Still just chilling behind him. Of course, he does have a penalty anyway. But regardless, everyone in the front, these guys in the hards, all have gone 20 laps on their hards. So yeah, it looks like Vodka, Benzo, Grade Ace, and Babadoo are all going hards to softs here. But the main thing to keep in mind is that two of these guys, Benzo and Grade Ace, both on the same team, McLaren. So they're not going to want to pit at the same time. So will one of them pit this lap? Let's see. That's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on, is will one of these McLaren drivers decide to pit this lap? Keep in mind, guys, tonight, I believe this race tonight is also, similar to last week at China, is also a fixed setup race. And so far it's, you know, the plan is for next season to also be all full races with fixed setups on. As we see Smoke looking to make a move on Abrupt here. Will he get it? Both of them going side by side. Both of them duking it out here. Crazy back and forth between the two of them. We finally see Bad Madoo pull into the pits. After all that. Looks like he's going to have a pretty clean pit stop. Smoke is able to move up ahead of Abrupt once again. Bad Madoo coming out in the softs like we said. Yellow flag in Sector 2 though. Looks like Doyle having some trouble there in the chicane. But yeah, looks like Bad Madoo is going to be coming out of the pits in 6th. Just behind his teammate. He will have the Ferraris gaining on him though. So he's going to have to keep ahead of them. And there we go. Abrupt moving ahead of, going back and forth with Smoke here once again. But now his teammate Bad Madoo has also caught up to the two of them as well. And you can also see the, the Ferrari of Gator also just behind all of them as well. So a lot of guys here all bunched up. Looking pretty intense here though. But Vodka victory still with that 30-second gap at the front. Been leading the entire race. What a dominant performance from him so far. He just has to finish it here. Only 7 laps left of the race. 6, I should say. Now. These 3 guys at the front, Vodka, Benzo, and Grade A, still have not pit yet, though. That's going to decide everything. Like, they're not going to want to pit at the same time. They're not going to want to double box. So I'd imagine that one of them is going to have to pit now this lap for the softs. But great recovery from Abrupt here so far over the course of this race. Had to pit early, but now pretty solidly in 4th at the moment. Until the guys ahead of him pit. Bad Madoo here on the faster tire though to Smoke. Look, and still with no penalties. Bad Madoo definitely looking to gain a position here in DRS zone. See if he can do it. But he's not quite able to. We will have another DRS zone here, though. But again, not quite. Smoke and Abrupt, though, still going at it this entire time. Crazy. But as you can see, there we go. I was looking at that. Finally in the DRS zone there, Stoney is able to make the move on Greybush. It was ahead of him in the 9th. And there we go. Great Ace. First McLaren in the pits. For the first time this race, McLaren pits. For the soft tires. Which means that Benzo will most likely be pitting on the following lap. Same thing with Vodka victory, I'd imagine. But yeah, that means that Great Ace will be coming out of the pits there in 6th, just ahead of Gator and the Ferrari. So he is on the faster tire though, like I said. Softs to hards. However, this is the DRS zone. This is going to be an opportunity for Gator to catch him here on the straightaway. Just bumps right into the back of Great Ace. Oh, a second time! What the fuck? Yeah, great driver there. Yeah, so that's Gator just carelessly bumping into the back of Great Ace. No fucks given. But he won't get a penalty for it, though. Yeah. No, just doesn't give a fuck. That's okay. As we always say, the better driver will win out in the end. Anyway. So you can do shit like that, but who cares? Anyway. As we can see, Benzo Slice and Vodka, like I said, are both now pitted as well. And anyone's wondering this, we just saw that on tape. Like I said, Gator just bumping Great Ace twice for no reason at all. But no one wants to hear honesty around here anyway. But regardless, yeah, very clean driving from Gator there. Very respectful of everyone else on the grid. Great stuff. But he actually gives the position there to his teammate Slim. And there we go. I said Vodka, though, still out in front in the lead of the race. All on his own this entire race. It's been crazy. Really dominant performance. Good stuff to him. But now we have Abrupt on the hard tires. Actually in third at the moment. Like I said, only 3 seconds behind Benzo. Though he does, like I say, he does have Smoke and Badmadu clawing at him as well. Great Ace now out in the softs, out in 6th. Like he said, he just had to deal with getting bumped from Gator. Mr. Gator, but Gator receives a 5-second corner cutting penalty there, though. That's really going to hurt his race, his team's race. Graybush has now gone into the pits again for soft tires. His race is basically done at the moment, unfortunately. Like I said, it's been kind of a rough race for him, but he's kept going regardless for all of it. Like I said, Badmadu is now up here fighting to get past Smoke. And there, Graybush gets a penalty for crossing the pit lane. Great Ace, though, also receives a 3-second time penalty. So that's really going to hurt his chances. At the moment, it's not looking like Great Ace, unless he's able to make some like sick moves here at the end of the race. It's not looking like he's going to be able to catch Slim in those points. And there goes Gator into the pits once again. Probably sustained some damage when he recklessly bumped, intentionally bumped into a McLaren in front of him. So he's gone into the pits. And that is it. Gator is retiring in the pits. And that's going to be it for Gator. Because again, you can't punish someone who retires from the race. So he's gone, I guess. That's his race. And, yeah, it looks like Badmadu has fallen off the time, though. Vox Victory beating his own fastest lap time. Smoke here looking to make a move on Abrupt, though. Trying to take the podium away. But, of course, if Smoke wants the podium over Abrupt, he still has that penalty that's going to cost him in the end. Like we were saying earlier. But like I said, we also have, now this is going to gain positions for Doyle and Graybush as well. Pull them into the points. Great Ace now just behind Badmadu for the final couple laps of the race. Still ahead of Slim, but again, it's not going to be enough of a gap to close it. Benzo, though, takes fastest lap from Vodka. Like I said, these guys here fighting it out for these final couple laps of the race. Here we go, coming out of the chicane here. We're going to be going into another DRS zone here. It's going to be an opportunity for Badmadu to pull ahead of Great Ace once again, or Smoke pull up to Abrupt. But Vodka does take fast lap again with a 127. Badmadu looking to make a move on Great Ace here, coming out of the DRS zone. And he does for a moment, but it looks like Great Ace is going to take it back. Both of them going wheel to wheel, though, here on the final 2 laps of the race. And Badmadu does pull ahead of Great Ace once again, though. So it's going to be a fight to the line between the two of them. And same thing with Smoke and Abrupt, though. Like I said, Abrupt doesn't have that penalty So as of right now, Abrupt is sitting for a podium position. He just has to cross the line, followed by Vodka, who's been leading the race this whole time, and Benzo. Great recovery for Benzo. Fell behind at the beginning, had the incident with his teammate, but managed to recover it. Here we go, but now that, here's the important thing though, now that Gator is out of the race, this means that, and Greybush is back in the points, so that's a point for Red Bull, and with Vodka the lead, this means that this should, if final lap of the race, if Vodka crosses that line, this should secure Red Bull second place in the Constructors. If they're able to close this out here, but here we go, Great Ace, his final DRS zone, final chance to pull ahead of Bad Madoo, and take 5th. But of course he had, like I said, penalties though. This is really what's going to cost Smoke and Great Ace here though, is their penalties. Because even if they were able to get ahead, like, you know, the penalties are going to cost them. Here they go. I'm sorry, I thought that was their final DRS zone, but I forgot that Vodka is just so far ahead that they're actually not crossing the line yet. They actually still have a full lap to go. My bad. So there's actually still opportunities for them, but it's going to be rough. Speaking about opportunities, though, we have Greybush behind Doyle in the DRS zone here, trying to gain even more points for Red Bull on the final race of the season. Let's see, both of them going side by side in the chicane. And there he does it. Greybush pulls ahead of Doyle. Good stuff, good stuff. Much better exit out of the chicane than him. So Greybush moves up into 9th. And we can see, but while we were watching that, we just missed it there. Ooh, yellow flag in sector 3, though. Someone making a mistake. Oh, and Bad Madoo spins on the final lap of the race. What a way to conclude the season for Bad Madoo. Spins on that chicane there. And that's it. Vodka Victory is your race winner. Vodka Victory wins the final race of the season. Completely dominant performance from him tonight. Had no challenge for pretty much anyone. Clearly had the fastest pace out of everyone going into the race. Well-deserved win from him. But yeah, Bad Madoo losing the position to Great Ace there, unfortunately, somehow, because he spun. Yeah. So, that should really just set the tone for Bad Madoo for his season, that, like, he needs to get more consistent, right? Like, that is clearly his issue here, his consistency. And just practicing and not just playing stupid simulator games. Oh, and there he goes, spins again, hits in the back of the wall. Like I said, Bad Madoo, get off those fucking simulator games, man. Practice F1. If you're not on the game, how can you expect to do better than anyone? It's unfair to think that. You gotta put the time in, and get more consistent. But regardless, he's now also lost a position to Slim. So Slim's actually moved up into 6th. Bad Madoo finishing in 7th. Like I said, good stuff to Benzo and Abrupt also finishing on the podium with Vodka. Great recovery for the two of them. Both of them had a rough start to the race and recovered to finish on the podium. An amazing drive for Smoke. Happy to have him back with us after all those races he missed, finishing in 4th. And 5th for Great Ace, another solid finish for him. He's had a great end to his season of PGR. You know, unable to pull ahead of Slim, but still great stuff to him. And if I have to give driver of the day here, obviously the game gives it to Benzo for that recovery drive, falling behind and pulling it back up in the 2nd. But me personally, I'm gonna have to look here before we get our guys in for our final chat, you know, final post-race interviews of the season. Before we do that, kind of want to just to double check here before I tell you who my final driver of the day of the season is. I think I have my choice, but I just want to make certain of who I'm going with here. like you said, of course, there's several options, but to round out the season, I have to give driver of the day to Vodka Victory for absolutely dominating tonight. One of the most dominating performances we've seen all season, similar to Pete at Austria. Just had no one could keep up with him tonight. So personally, you can argue several people. You can put in your arguments, blah blah blah. This person, whatever. In my opinion, got to give driver of the day to Vodka Victory for that dominating performance. But anyways, for a final post-race interview of the season, let's get Vodka, Benzo, and Abrupt in here right now. Alrighty, make sure you got your audio included there, guys. Yeah, let me just make sure, like I said, it should be automatic. I just gotta make sure, because last time, party audio. Okay, so clearly I have to turn it on every, yes, now you have to do it, see? So it's, yeah. That's the way they have it done now, so you have to turn it on every single time you stream. Before it was by default.
All right. Yeah, I got it in there now.
Alrighty, perfect. So, of course, great racing out there, fellas. That was a really exciting start at the end, at the beginning of the race there, I should say. But of course, Vodka Man gave you driver of the day. Lots of other people could have been argued for it, but I gave it to you, man, for one of the most dominant performances we've seen all season in a race. Yeah, so got to give credit where credit's due. There was no one really to challenge you up there after, everyone made their mistakes and everything. You just kind of steamrolled away with it. So, yeah, how have you felt about the season as a whole, man?
Well, the season as a whole, it was a crazy experience. I started kind of, bottom of the podium, fifth place and stuff like that. Those were my goals. Um, and
Yep.
I got those, and then next thing you know, I started winning races. Even a race I won with Pete on the grid, so I could say I beat him, even though he left halfway through the season. But it was a great roller coaster back and forth with Benzo. I wish that I didn't miss Mexico because I feel like it would have been a completely different outcome with the title fight. Either he would have won and it would have been by the skin of his teeth, or it could have been a toss-up. Who knows? But it was a great season. It was a fun race. I kind of just kept my head down, made sure I didn't make any mistakes, and like you said, I just steamrolled away. I just didn't want anybody to worry about. I wanted enough time to do those victory donuts at the end.
Nice, nice. Yeah, man, it's good stuff to you. And then, of course, Benzo, great recovery from you, man. So what was up with that little incident there? You and your teammate both spun at the same time there, coming around the spoon.
Yeah, man, we got contact, and then from there, it was damage control. Cause goddamn, that car was trash, bro. But
Yeah.
after the damage on the side, it was like, hey, goddamn. But I don't know how. Don't ask me how I managed to finish again on this one, but hey, bro, at one point I was 11. I just wasn't in the game no more. I was like, hey, yo, Great X, my race is done. And he's like, hey, no, keep going, keep going. I was like, shit, say less, bro. But then I kept going, and I see people just going off the track one after the other. I'm like, hey, man,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like I'm in second now, bro. What's going on?
Yeah.
But I just kept going, and but well, vodka was gone, so it was like GG for me at that point. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take second because I started like, well, basically I was like last in the few first
Yeah.
laps, so I was like, God damn, I'm gonna take second. I don't know how, but I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, no, good stuff to you, man. That was an amazing recovery there. Just shows like why it just shows why you won this season, why you're the champion, you know. that you're able to pull things like that pull it back from nothing. So good stuff to you and to Great Ace and to Sean for winning both titles
Yes,
this
sir.
season. It's been a pleasure. But now, to conclude things off, we have to talk with our third place finisher here now tonight, Abrupt. You started the race in second. I didn't catch it there. Why was it you had to pit at the beginning?
Damage.
I ran into vodka and had wing damage. So
Ah.
I ran like 3 laps. I ran as much as I could, and I just couldn't turn anymore. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pit now and hope for a safety car. I put the mediums back on and hope for the best.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly it worked out for you, man. Like, again, similar to Benzo, amazing recovery. It looked like it was over for you. But then you, similar to Benzo and Sean, you and Bad Madu ended up recovering a fair few positions there.
I had to pit, fix my wing. I spun twice, and still came back on the podium.
Yeah. So wild, man. Yeah, otherwise, I think you would have been, it might not have been as much of a steamroll as it was. I feel like you could have been up there fighting with Vodka.
Yeah, I wished I wouldn't have touched him. It wasn't his fault. I knew he had on the hard tires, and it was on the first lap, and I was a little bit too close, man, and he slowed down a little sooner than I expected, so a little touch and wing damage, so there went that. I tried to stay in front and realized I was not just doing it around the corner, so I was like, okay, I gotta pit. I have to.
Yeah. I mean, it made sense. You gotta do what you gotta do. I just didn't happen to catch it, so it was so confusing when I saw it. I was just like, what the hell? Why is he's leading the race? Why is he pitting, right? But yeah, though, good stuff, man. You really pulled it back there. Unfortunately, just barely not able to catch Larry there, but still, basically, toss up,
Oh yeah.
in the second half of the season, to me.
I had a fun time battling smoke that last part of that race, man. Me and him were side by side so much. It was fun.
Yeah, you were back and forth the whole time, but man, yeah, you really showed the old Abrupt came back in the second half of the season, man, I gotta say. And you basically, Larry hasn't shown up, so in my opinion, you have been coming out and showing that you are, what you were last season, third in the drivers, basically. Even though the points might just not barely show it, but I mean, like, come on, it wasn't even close going into the second half of the season, and you brought it all the way back, so good stuff to you, man. You definitely had the biggest comeback this season by far out of anyone, I think.
Heck yeah. Well, let's look forward to next season now. Good racing, guys. I mean, thank you for commentating and everything you do. And again, good racing, guys. I mean, hopefully next season will be more enjoyable. Now that we're going to these big setups, and it'll put everybody a little bit tighter racing.
Yeah, these past two races were both actually really good. I wasn't expecting Abu Dhabi to be as exciting as it was.
Man, I had time to do donuts.
Yeah, it's only because I ended up touching your back tire.
I know. I was gonna say, hopefully next time in the fixed setups we see, a lot more upfront racing. I understand. You and Benzo both got to spin out, so kind of suck. And then Sling spun out
in the fucking tunnel.
Everybody
Sling, that was what broke my heart, man.
Everybody who was behind me just started slipping and sliding.
Look, my car didn't stop after I pit, coming out of the pits, going down in the tunnel. I just slid straight forward towards the wall. I barely touched it, and I had to back up and then go forwards out of the fucking tunnel.
I caught Tats when I had like 70% on my hards, and he had fresh medium.
But but we can't forget Vodka. I think this also means that you have caught, you guys have caught Ferrari. And,
we take second.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So good stuff. You and Tats bringing it back.
Yeah. Proud of my teammate. We had a shaky start, but we definitely brought it back, and I definitely got his help a lot. So thank him for sure.
Yeah. So good stuff, and so that's all I have to say about that. Benny, other Slim. Okay.
Well, Sidonian, I hope we see you next season, man. It was good.
Yeah. Slim, just make sure you get your audio included there.
Yes, sir. Just clicked it off.
Yeah, I just finished interviewing the guys. We're just gonna wrap things up. Any final things you want to say about this season of PGR?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it was an exciting season from the start to the finish. I mean, I think in the middle of the season there was a little small lull, but then towards the end of the season it got a lot of luster back and excitement. And I think these last two races were probably some of the most exciting racing I've seen as far as being on track. So that was really exciting.
Yeah.
And then the feedback from other guys about the pack racing. So I think that was a little bit of a like teaser of season 9 that we're probably going to have a little bit more pack racing, which would be a lot more exciting. But I do think season 8 was a success overall. We had 17 guys or 18 guys on the grid at one point. Had some battles in the constructors, had some battles in the drivers championship, had a lot of quality drivers. Benzo had a great championship run, and McLaren had a great championship run in the constructors. So congratulations to both of them. But yeah, I think PGR had another successful season. So I'm really excited to be able to close out another full season. To get 8 seasons in a sim racing league is amazing. So hats off to everybody that races, and hats off to all the drivers, and definitely hats off to you, Muse, for all the work that you do, not only with the streams, but the highlights and just working with the league in general. So we appreciate everybody.
Yeah, well said, man. That's I don't think I could say much better than that. But yeah, looking forward to the next season. It's looking, like you said, past 2 races. I did not expect China or Abu Dhabi to be as exciting as they were.
Yeah.
And
Smoke was even saying, he was
racing.
like, I thought China was exciting, but that was exciting. That's what he said. So it was cool to have it even be more exciting than last week.
Yeah, there is some crazy stuff happening there, like we were talking about with the two McLaren spinning out at once, and just everyone making mistakes. It was just, it was
couple Latifi moments
crazy.
in Sector 3 by me and Slingshot.
Yeah, that kind of broke my heart with Sling, honestly. It's like he's the consistency king until he's fighting for a podium, and then when he's fighting for a podium, then it gets to his head, and
yeah. Nah, he was a little disappointed. I think he'll bounce back, but yeah, he's had that taste. It's right there. I think he'll get it eventually.
He'll get it. Yeah.
Oh, I also want to say cheers to Vodka.
I'm
Cheers
sure.
to Vodka on the win tonight. Great win as well.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Good racing, everybody.
Yeah. We were just saying that it was unfortunate that Abrupt had to pit so early due to the damage that he got, because otherwise it would have been and Benzo spinning as well. It would have been a good fight at the front as well. But of course, mistakes happen. That's all you can do.
Especially in these cars. I mean, any of the drivers will tell you these cars coming from the 2021 cars, these 2022 cars, they're a handful to drive. It really takes every amount of skill that you have to keep it on the track, and especially once the tires deg. And tonight, that was, Abu Dhabi is known for eating up the tires. So I think once they got a little tire deg in there too, that's where you're occasionally seeing people looping it or making the mistake. So when you're playing and racing with these cars on no assist at the highest level, with a great group of guys, a great group of racers that know racecraft, you're going to have some exciting races, but yeah, you're going to see some mistakes as well.
Yeah, of course. It's bound to happen.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's all I had to say here tonight. But of course, just to wrap things up, congratulations to our top 3. Benzo Slice coming out with the Drivers' Championship win, followed by Vodka Victory in second, and Uncle Larry just barely squeezing out third over Abrupt.
Yep. Nah, Pete's got third, bro.
Disqualified.
Pete's got third.
We won't talk about that on stream, but disqualified. You got to have an entry to the league to actually be part of the league.
Yeah, but regardless, to everyone who showed up every week, because most of these guys who stuck with us for the whole season showed up pretty much every single weekend, every Saturday, week in, week out. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure commentating with you guys, and bringing me into the F1, a sport I was never into before. But this definitely made things exciting and more of a community,
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a huge community, not just sim racing, but when you develop the league, it becomes even a bigger community. But like I said, we really appreciate everything that you do, Muse. You came in and added to this community, and you added with it with a diamond on top. So we really appreciate you, really do.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, so unless anyone else has anything else to say, we're gonna wrap things up here now, I think.
Just check us out. Season 9 should be Saturday, February 11th, unless we have a little bump in the schedule. But that's what we're looking at. So looking at about 2 weeks off to regroup and reschedule everything. But season 9 should be an exciting one.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't
You
wait.
know, and like when we come back, it'll be as of right now, it's looking like the same time frame as usual, the usual times and all that. So
Yep.
we'll be back with our Saturdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Sidonia Muse, and we'll see you 2 weeks from now, February 11th, for PGR Season 9.
PGR.
Yeah.
Later,
cheers.
Vodka.
I'd be safe.